fishermen and women here in the Bay Area. And if you have any fishing questions, maybe what's in season, what's best to get to help you reel in what's in season, this is the place to go, Bass Pro Shops. We have fishing experts and fishing manager Robert Bogacki here joining us this morning. So let's talk about what's in season right now. What are people catching most right now? What's hot?
Right now, majority of it's going to be on the beaches. You have all your pompano coming in, starting to come back in through the passes. You'll find a lot of them in more of the running water that come through the passes or the inlets on the Gulf side.
Talk about the benefits of pompano. They are tasty fish, right?
They are tasty. Yeah, nice white, fluffy meat. Tons of different ways to cook them. You really can't cook a pompano wrong. I mean, they're so abundant out there. It's awesome.
All right, so I'm ready to reel one in. What do we need? What do you recommend right now this time of year to reel them in?
Basically, really all you need is a long rod, 7 foot to 7'6", lighter line. Usually you want to go with around a 10-pound braid. And all you need is a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader, 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, and just a little wiggle lead jig. And down there, and you run up a little bit. You can do it if you don't really have to, but it's a little add-on bonus there, because what this jig does is when it hits down and hits the bottom, it puffs out a puff of sand, and this just looks like the I guess the sand flea trying to go inside that puff of sand, falling down. About 9 times out of 10 they're going to eat that teaser more before they hit the jig on you.
Any rules or regulations on when we can catch these bad boys and reel them in?
No, they're pretty much all open. Size limit's 11 inches, 6 per person.
All right, let's talk about snook now.
Snook fishing.
Very popular. Season is back open. People are excited about this.
It is, yep.
So what do you recommend if people are wanting to reel in snook?
Snook fishing, you want to fish more of around, like again, just like the pompano passes around the inlets. John's Pass is real prominent for real big time snook fishery right now. Just your basic rod setup will be a longer rod, 7'6" to an 8-foot heavier rod, because what you're doing is you're actually throwing these big 1.5 to 2 ounce flare hawks. That's primarily the best thing to throw out there right now. Rig that up with about 40-pound to 50-pound braid with a 50 to 60-pound fluorocarbon leader.
How is the snook season looking so far? I mean, I know it's always a lot of interest with how is it going. What do you think? Any predictions for this year?
It is good. It's going to be a great rest of the year up until the first when they finish migrating, coming off the beaches back into the backwaters. But they're stacking really heavy in the passes right now, and you can go out there and get some slobs out there now.
You brought some other stuff up here too that you thought might be some good recommendations for people catching some other things. What are your recommendations here?
Well, here most of them is going to be soft plastics for more of your trout, your redfish, your flounder, and more towards the wintertime when that starts coming back in. These are all Z-Man paddlers. What's nice about this is it holds on your hook, but they super stretch, so you can catch probably 15, 20 fish at one time. On one bait. You're not going through 5 or 6 different packs, and their action is very good for the flats, fishing potholes, and stuff like that.
All right. Well, as we kind of go into the fall season, I mean, this has got to be a great time, to be in the Bay Area and to do fishing. I mean, why now? Why is this such a great area? Florida's
the fishing capital of the world. It just has such an abundant amount of fish. Whether you're in the bay or you're inland fishing in fresh water for bass, doesn't really matter. You can always pretty much catch fish year-round here, which is pretty outstanding compared to other parts of the country that are not so fortunate. So.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to be out here this morning. If you have any fishing questions, again, this is the place to be. Bass Pro Shops. You got a lot of fishing experts here and experts all over the store. Thank you so much, Robert, for letting us be here. Any questions? Go to our website as well, tvmorningblend.com.